Welcome into Falcons Today with pick number 38 after some trades in day 2 of the NFL Draft. The Atlanta Falcons go Matthew Bergeron, left tackle out of Syracuse. So we're going to break down this pick because it's a bit of a head scratcher, to put it lightly. Now, I am filming in sort of the closets of Chat Sports right now as we are stretched thin for day 2 of the NFL Draft. So just bear with me as we go through some of the graphics and the information we have on the Syracuse Orange left tackle. So, some background information on Bergeron. He is 23 years old, 6'5", 318 pounds. He's actually from north of the border. He is from Quebec, so English is not his first language, as he's going to be picking it up in the huddle with Desmond Ridder, but he has a lot of starting experience behind him. He was the first true Syracuse freshman to start at tackle since 2002, so he made a very good impression early on in upstate New York. Last year for the Orange, he started 11 games. He opted out of the bowl, second team All-ACC, team captain. He was a multi-year starter up for Syracuse, 31 starts at left tackle, 8 starts at right tackle, so plenty of experience starting on the bookends of things. What he doesn't have a ton of experience in is starting at guard, which I think is what Atlanta wants him to do, because I am all for drafting best player available. But even myself can admit, sometimes you got to think what you already have on your roster, and that is 2 tackles that are locked into pretty big contracts. I don't think this was a Jake Matthews replacement, right? Surely not. You also just re-signed Kaleb McGary in the offseason to a 4-year contract. So I don't think this is a right tackle pick. We're going to throw the depth chart on screen for you guys to see, and even myself to try and piece together, where is Matthew Bergeron going to play? Because when you pick someone in round 2, maybe you don't expect them to be an immediate contributor in their rookie season, but in their second year, you definitely have a plan in place. So my best guess is they want to put him at left guard. They want to move him from tackle to guard. I'm not all that optimistic about that move, right? Some more information on Bergeron here as we all get to know the newest member of the Atlanta Falcons. He is 6'5", 318 pounds. That's a ginormous left guard. 318 pounds, those fellas don't move super easily. In fact, if there's one weakness Matthew Bergeron has that sticks out, it's his lack of movement. He's not the quickest player in this draft. He doesn't have feet like a cat. So I think the idea of moving him to guard, size-wise, you stick him in between Drew Dahlman and Jake Matthews, and that's going to be a really tough side of the offensive line to penetrate. But if you want to see Bergeron get on the move and get to the second level before Bijan Robinson gets there, that I'm not so optimistic about. This is the draft pick by Terry Fontenot I just don't quite see eye to eye with. I think Bergeron is a really good player. I'm not knocking that. I just don't see him as a guard in the NFL. So if you want to stick him at tackle, where's he going to go? You're going to oust Jake Matthews? You could get out of his contract after 2023, but the dead cap hit is still $26 million. And we're talking about Jake Matthews, right? He's going to go down as a Falcons legend. He has not missed a start since the iPhone came out. He has just been that reliable for this team. And as for the right tackle position, why re-sign Kaleb McGary if you want to just move him? I mean, I don't know what kind of shuffling is going to be done here. I don't know if they just view him as a swing tackle maybe, and they thought the value was too good to pass on. But in round 2, you're drafting a swing tackle. I don't think that's the play here. Your guess is as good as mine, honestly, as where Bergeron will be in the lineup for week 1. The only spot that really makes even a little bit of sense is left guard, but I don't think he is built to be a guard. So I am not seeing eye to eye with the selection here by Atlanta. But we're going to get a weigh-in on screen for you guys to get involved in the chat and let me know what your grade is for this draft pick, right? If you had to give it a grade, what would it be? An A, B, C, D, or F? I'm going to give it a C. I just think in round 2, early in round 2, you want to find an impact player. You want to find a guy who can step on the field and start day 1. Bergeron at guard, maybe? I'm giving it a C+. I'm giving it a C. I'm going to stick by my gun. C right here. This is not a pick that I'm super pumped up for. I thought defensive line or wide receiver, Jalen Hyatt, Josh Downs, they were still there. Brian Branch, for crying out loud. He's just an awesome football player no matter where you put him up in the defensive back room. So Bergeron, I don't know if he's going to be a swing tackle. I have to believe he's going to be left guard. I don't like him as a left guard. Like I said, he's 6'5". He's 318 pounds. Mobility is not a strength for him. So we're going to get more information on the newest member of the Atlanta Falcons. I hate to be a bit of a rain cloud as Atlanta brings on another player to their roster, but this is just a pick that makes me scratch my head because tackle was not a need for Atlanta in round 2. You want to find some depth? That's what day 3 is for. Day 2, that's where you're trying to find some under-the-radar players who could be great contributors on a cheap rookie contract. Bergeron is just not a pick that I see playing out all that well for the Falcons unless he is able to dramatically prove me wrong and be an awesome left guard, a ginormous human being, and start to pick up his mobility and his movement. I don't see it, though. That's not the scouting report that I have in front of me on Bergeron. So let's check out some other information on Atlanta. Plus, we're just going to talk about what the Falcons could be gearing up to do next in the draft. They have a third-round pick coming up here. Well, they made some trades. Remember, they did move up to get Matthew Bergeron. They had to move on from a day 3 pick, so not a huge penny to pay to move up with Indianapolis. But Bergeron now, the newest member of the Falcons, he doesn't have the longest arms, 33 inches. I know that doesn't seem to matter much, but you look for a 34, 35 when it comes to tackles, so maybe that's a reason why they could view him as a guard. He doesn't have crazy athletic speed, right? He was a 4-year starter at Syracuse. He was the starting left tackle. The notes are he's a very efficient as a run blocker as a tackle, but not maybe the fastest guy out there. So if Atlanta's seeing something that I'm not seeing as him being a guard, bravo to them because he's going to be the biggest guard in the NFL probably at 6'5", 320 pounds. I am just not as optimistic about that fit for Atlanta. So we're going to wrap up our video here with a quick pledge or a quick ask to go ahead and subscribe if you have not already. We're going to keep you guys in the loop for all things Atlanta Falcons throughout the draft. Even when there's a bottleneck here at Chat Sports and we are at max capacity, I'm going to grab a camera. I'm going to hop into the closet. That sounded a little weird, but we're going to get you a video, and we're going to come out with an awesome breakdown of the latest Atlanta Falcons draft pick here. So we'll sign off. We will keep you guys in the loop as we get more draft picks coming down the pipeline for the rest of day 2 and into day 3. Signing off, Matthew Bergeron, the pick at number 38. I think he is your new starting left guard. I'm curious to see how this experiment goes. We'll see everyone later, though.